Alrighty, so we are doing some witchcraft today, right? Well, what is witchcraft? Well, it is the manipulation of energy through natural media, right? Why is it bad? Well, it's not bad. It's just what people do with it can be a little bit shitty, right? And so we don't want to be that person that is using what we know about nature to screw with others in a bad way, right? But that doesn't mean that it's without its benefit. And so think about nature like the plants and the animals that are out there are spiritual. They are emanations of the divine, right? They're aspects of God. And so calling on the divine, calling on whichever force of the spirit of trees, plants, in the natural world, that's designed so that what we get up to actually gets to serve those who need it, right? And so the deeper we can think about these things, the more we can question the rhetoric of the past and say, well, is this actually evil? No, it's not. Is it actually going to hurt anybody? Well, the only thing that it has to hurt is if you're allergic to the ingredients that we're talking about today. And these are those things where when we get up to this mixing stuff, when we get up to working with some of these ingredients, you have to think on a larger scale. It's like, okay, what is it that I'm going to use today? And how is it going to be the most beneficial in the situation that I need to use it? Right? And so that's what we have to think about as we are working with these ingredients. And today's ingredients are interesting because there's a lot of things that we can do, but we have to have a conversation first about contrary means. So, your ingredients, the lojon root and storax bark. These are a lot of fun to work with, but the lojon root is for indirect manifestation. And storax is for true action, without subterfuge, without bullshit, without the lies or deceitful things, right? So can an indirect path be made direct? Or can it be stimulated in a way that isn't going to be, what's the word? While it might be a hidden road, it's not going to be one of those negative aspects of the hidden road, right? And so we go through here and we think about these things. It's like, okay, well, this is the thing I'm about to do. And so true action, what is truth, right? Truth is perspective based on the narrative, right? And so this is the thing that we have to engender first. And so this is why this ingredient goes down as our foundation, right? This is a fantastic base to start off any incense with. Again, just make sure that you're not allergic to this stuff when you're grinding it, when you're using it, when you're considering it in your blend. But again, there is a narrative to be considered with these arrangements, right? It's the relationship between you and the plant and the spirit of the plant. So good day, Mike. How's it going, buddy? So while we think about these things, storax is the first one. And like I said, it's true action without subterfuge. So this is without the indirect roads. So does that mean that we can't use the lojon root? Well, it means that we have to put buffers between it if we do. So let's get into our second ingredient, gravel root. This stuff is a little bit stiff, right? This is going to be one of those ingredients where it's going well. It's going well. You put stuff to the road. You put what your true action is, but with gravel root, you can control a situation. So it's one of those things where if you've got a rocky road ahead of you, gravel root is a good foundation that will help you put it to the test, as it were. And so we're going to use a little bit of this. So it needs to hit the road, right? It needs to get that bullshit be gone, right? Controlling a situation. This and the hyjon root work on a direct level, right? So this was storax to control the situation for the favorable outcome while you're creating true action without subterfuge and lies, right? And so these are true direction kind of blend, right? You're drawing something into focus. You're creating something in a way that is specific to the outcome that you're looking for, but you're doing it in a beneficial manner, right? And so the layering of your intent is important, the layering of your focus, right? And so, with that being said, what is the true action? And what does it mean to have a favorable outcome? Well, that's just what the copal is for, right? This is the ingredient for focus. This is the ingredient for taking that power that you're cultivating, those relationships between you and the divine, and expressing them in natural form. And so we break up a little bit of this copal. So these are the ingredients of today, right? 3 ingredients, simple, but potent, because you have the road which you're setting forth before you, right? True action. And gravel root is the route by which you can control that action to become favorable. And through the copal creates focus. And so what would a blend like this be useful for, right? Well, you can blend this as an offering, right? To ensure that the spirits that you're working with can come forward and work in the way that they need to. You can get this to apply themselves, and I say themselves, the spells, the energy, the herbs, what have you, the totems and all things, so that they work in tandem with what it is you get up to, right? And you want it to be aligned with those principles so that you're not being led astray by your spirits. You're not letting them run roughshod over your life. And the thing is like, if you bring in a spirit familiar or a totem, or you're working with a deity, or you're doing one of those great and wonderful things that magic is wonderful for, right? And the sorcerous action of having a totem and a thing and a community on top of which you're doing this stuff with and for, right? You have to think, all right, well, what is the action I'm taking? What is the action I need to take? What other uses could something like this be applied for? Well, you could apply this for anything you need to apply a truth spell to, right? Well, what is truth? Truth, again, like I said earlier, is perspective. Whose truth? So if you're compelling wisdom, if you're compelling knowledge, if you're evoking a spirit of nous, the mind, right? You want it to be manifesting in true form, in true to your understanding of it, right? So come forth from the gate of Noahs, that which dwells within the mind of the all. I call you forth to do as I require, that through these ingredients that you become blessed, and that by these blessing we manifest, right? And so that's a spell that you can use as you focus these things, as you cultivate these relationships with the ingredients that you're working with, so that this spell can be burned. The spell can be reduced in a tincture and then added as an ink blend to create a talisman or a phylactery. This would be the fantastic base for creating a phylactery. All we would need to do is we would need to add some myrrh to create that higher resonance, or maybe some olive to create that divine association, right? And with this, again, like I said, it's for creating a phylactery. So you could use it to oil a candle. And what would you do with an oiled candle? Well, you can roll it in another herb powder so that that oil that you've created becomes the glue that holds the spell together, right? It becomes the blood of the herbs, it becomes the blood of nature, right? And so with this, I'll leave you with that, my friends. Stay safe, and I will see you in a couple of hours for the workshop. If you're going to join me, it'll be on Zoom. We'll keep a recording of it. I'll put the recording up on YouTube once it's done. Alrighty, my friends, I will see you there. Stay safe, and remember, mind your allergies with this stuff, and don't be evil. All right? Bye for now, y'all.